Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us to the special meeting of the Dearborn Heights City Council.
I'm not going to do it.
Today at 5:30 p.m. Madam Clerk, will you please take roll call?
Yes, Hassan Ahmad,
Present.
Mo Doom,
Here.
Nancy Breyer,
Here.
Robert Constant is absent, Denise Malinowski Maxwell,
Here.
Hassan Saab,
Present.
and Tom Wenzel.
Here.
Mr. Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next up, we have the Pledge of Allegiance. We're going to have Miss Angela Venegas lead us on the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of
America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much, Angela Venegas. You may be seated. Next up, we have agenda approval.
Council Chair,
Councilman Ahmad.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the agenda for the special meeting of February 25th, 2025 as submitted.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Ahmad, seconded by Councilman Saab. Any discussion on this? Hearing none. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up, we have public hearings and comments from the residents. We can go to Zoom first. This is just a quick special meeting to have a closed session. Anybody from the audience? Anybody from the audience? Anyone on Zoom? Any comments? Sure. I know you asked for an additional minute. That's why I was kind of like, any other comments? Any other comments?
Well, this will be relatively short. Speaking as special legal counsel with respect to this matter.
Is the mic on? All right, thank you.
Okay. I just wanted to note, again, for the record, with regard to this, that we are having potentially Mr. Farina and Ms. Hernandez involved in this meeting, particularly Mr. Farina, despite the fact that it's been the city's council's position, especially in this litigation, that Mr. Farina is no longer the corporation counsel, and that Mr. Farina has a conflict of interest with respect to this litigation. That being said, I'm not asking to prompt any sort of a response. Ms. Hunt, who is the MMRMA assigned attorney for the city, has requested their presence, and that is why this can end up being done, at least in my view. And it's being done because it's at the request of Ms. Hunt. So one other point I wanted to make is that if we need to end up having discussions outside the presence of Mr. Farina, Ms. Hunt, Ms. Hernandez, you can always ask them to be excused so that you can speak to me to ensure that there's attorney-client privilege between the city council and myself, you as my client. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Council Chair, I have.
Hang on, please.
Yep. Just got to respond.
By the way, I want to make things clear today here, guys. When you say, just because you say council chair does not mean that you automatically start speaking. You request from the council chair, and I'll say, Roger, go ahead. What I'm not going to do here today is go through a battle of back and forth. This is not a courtroom. Sorry. We are not going to go through a battle of back and forth. I can tell you right now, and I'm going to give you your opportunity to speak, Roger. Mrs. Hunt, I don't feel comfortable with Mr. Farina or anybody from the administration being a part of this closed session that you called on. However, you are the attorney for the MMRMA. I can tell you wholeheartedly for myself, I cannot speak on behalf of this entire body. I personally, and not through the conversations that I've had with our special legal counsel, me as a person, as a resident, as a councilman, I don't feel comfortable with either one of them to being in that meeting. However, I am going to follow the direction that you, as the attorney for the city of Dearborn Heights through MMRMA, we're going to follow that. But I do not feel comfortable or trust either one of them being in those closed sessions with us.
I second that.
Council Chair, I do that.
Council Chair.
Go ahead, Roger.
Do I speak now? Yes. I wholeheartedly disagree with Mr. Miyake, as Judge Muriel Hughes said in the case where City Council brought the case, in that 2020 case and the appeals court decision. The special counsel, if it's appointed, works under the corporation counsel, and he cannot abdicate or take away my position or authority. He has no authority to do so. The federal court in the current case had said that he's not allowed, didn't give him permission to get into the case, allowed the city council, but the city council has to articulate their reasons for being in the case, and that was never done. So we would maintain that he's absolutely incorrect. He's violating the charter constantly by coming forward and claiming special counsel as separate and apart from corporation counsel. Don Denault gave an opinion that was filed with you that showed that Mr. Miyake has not understood 5.13 of the charter or 5.14 or 5.15 altogether of what it is. He's not defining it correctly to the council, and we're in the lawsuit. If there's a conflict of interest, through his advice is why this lawsuit is the way it is. Both Chris McCullough and
We should be having these
James Allen.
conversations in a closed session. I mean, there's stipulations against the city to be even discussing this.
I'm not
We're about to
discussing
go
the
into closed
terms or
session.
the weight of it. I'm saying that he brought up conflict of interest. He therefore opened the door.
Okay,
And he's
thank
the
you.
one that's in violation of a conflict of interest, for the record.
Thank you.
Based on his advice to the council that got us into this position.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Madam Clerk, can you set the record straight that Councilman Constant is present with us? You're welcome. Any other comments from any of the council members?
Council Chair,
Councilman Saab?
I echo your concerns also. I don't feel comfortable, anybody from the administration being present in this closed session. Thank you.
Sure. Any other one else?
Me too.
Same here.
You could state your name for the record if you want to go ahead and say that.
Denise Malinowski Maxwell.
Hassan Ahmad.
Tom Wenzel.
Hassan Saab.
All right, well,
And I agree also.
awesome. I think that's 6-1 agreeing that they don't feel comfortable. So I guess, Gary, then we're all probably wrong. I don't need any more closing remarks. We're about to go into the closed session. And if, yeah, no. But I do hope that if we do go into this closed session, that we do have our special legal counsel also present there with us. Mrs. Hunt, if that's okay with you. Thank you so much. And I know you're just like, what is going on? A lot.
There's two sides to every story, though.
Yeah. Next up, we have nothing really else. I mean, we have another, again, we have comments from the community again. So if anybody wants to talk again. No, none of that. Comments from council members? No more. Okay, next up, we're moving to a closed session pending litigation of Swope ETAL v. Dearborn Heights.
Council Chair,
Councilman Ahmad?
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council move to a closed session at 5:37 PM so the city council may discuss the pending litigation Swope ETELV versus Dearborn Heights, which may include the city council, chief of staff Hernandez, per Ms. Hunt's request, corporation counsel, per Ms. Hunt's request, special legal counsel Miyake, and attorney Monica Hunt.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Ahmad, second by our honorable Councilwoman Breyer. Any discussion? And then did we say the time was 5:37?
Correct.
Yes.
Seeing no other discussion, all in favor, please state aye.
I gotta do a
Those
roll call.
opposed?
I gotta do a roll call.
We're going to do a roll call, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Hassan Ahmad,
Yes.
Moby Dun,
Yes.
Nancy Breyer.
Yes.
Robert Constant. Denise Malinowski Maxwell,
Yes.
Hassan Saab,
Yes.
Tom Wenzel.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Where's the notes?
Are you with
Denise?
Councilwoman?
You going to take them?
I'll take.
Okay, this is a very important note, like, we got to take a break. Thank you.
You got it. All right, let's do it.
Go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here with us today. Can we get a motion to get us out of closed session? Councilman Ahmad?
Sorry. I moved that the Dearborn Heights City Council return to an open session at 6:23 PM.
Second.
6:23 PM. Motion made by Councilman Ahmad, seconded by Councilman Saab. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up on the agenda is the placeholder for actions, Councilman Constant.
Council Chair,
Yep,
I move that we concur in the recommendation of our council in the matter that we discussed.
I'm going to have special legal counsel give us the remaining of the wording on this one.
We agree in part.
Yeah, concur in part in the recommendation of the attorney for the city, Ms. Hunt.
So moved.
Okay. Do you concur with that, Councilman Constant?
Yes.
Do you have that, Madam Clerk? Councilman Wenzel, is that a second from you?
Yes.
Motion made by Councilman Constant, seconded by Councilman Wenzel. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up, I have a motion to adjourn the special city council meeting.
Council Chair,
Councilman Saab.
I move forward to a motion to adjourn this Dearborn Heights City Council special meeting.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by the Honorable Councilwoman Breyer. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. We're going to go into a quick 5-minute session before we start our regular meeting.